Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine and your studies are going well. Now, today we are again back with our second session for class 4 computer science. Class 4 computer science. In the last class, we have started your fifth chapter, that is the internet. And in the last class, we have discussed about what is the internet, the history of the internet, and some of the advantages of using the internet facilities, and some of the important terms related to the internet, like what is the web page, what is web browsers, hyperlinks, and what is website, what is internet home pages. Okay. Now, today within this session, we are going to start with the topic, that is how to connect to the internet. So, today's topic is connecting to internet. Connecting to the internet. Okay. For this purpose, so what you need to do is that, suppose if you want to connect your either a computer, laptop, or your smart device to the internet to get access to some of the important informations or to search the information over the internet, first of all you need to get connected to the internet, and for this purpose there are few important things which are required. The first one is a computer. You need a computer. The first one is you need a computer. Second most important thing is required by you is internet service provider. Internet service provider. Okay. The third one, modem. Fourth, internet access software, and the fifth most important thing, internet application software. Okay, so these are the 5 important things which are required to get connected to the internet. The first one is the computer, the second one the internet service provider, then third is modem, then you need the internet access software, and then the last you need the internet application software. Now we will describe all these 5 things one by one. Okay, so the first one, is a computer. All of you know that to get connected to the internet services or to get access to the internet, for the most important thing required is, first of all, is that you need a computer or a laptop or any smart device through which you can get connected easily. Okay. The second one is internet service provider. Internet service provider. You need internet service provider. Now, what is the internet service provider is? The internet service provider, or it is also mentioned as ISP. Somewhere it will also mentioned as ISP. The ISP stands for the internet service provider. Is a company or the organization. It is a company or the organization which provides access to the internet. It is mostly the ISP or the internet service provider. It is provides access to internet. Which provides access to the internet, because if you want to access to the internet and you want to connect it to you need any telephone line. You need either a cable connection or a telephone line through which you can get connected to the internet, and this particular connection is being provided by the ISP. So in other way you can understand that what is ISP. The ISPs are generally the companies or the organization which provides the access to the internet. Like you can take example of ISPs. There are many, all the telecommunication companies, all the mobile phone operators, all the mobile network operators or telecommunication companies are the example of ISP, like BSNL, Airtel, Vodafone, Reliance. So all these are the ISP. All these organizations or the companies are known as ISP. The ISP, the company or the organization which provides access to the internet, because they gives you the telephone line or the cable connection through which you can get connected, through which your computer can get connected to the internet and you can access the internet services over your computer system. So all the mobile network operators, or the telecommunication companies are also known as internet service provider or ISP. Clear? So the third, now we move to the third one. Third one is modem. Modem, it stands for modulator and demodulator. It stands for the full form of the modem, or the modem stands for the modulator, demodulator, and it allows the computer to use the telephone line. It allows the computer to use the telephone line or a cable to get connected to another computer. Okay, and so using the modem, computer can get connected to another computer through the modem. Using the telephone line or the cable, computer can get connected to the another computer itself. And the working or the main function of modem is that it is used to convert a digital signal. The signal which is used by computer is being converted into analog signal, and again when it is that particular data is being received at receiver end, then it converts analog signal into digital signal. Okay, it converts digital signal into analog signal and vice versa. Vice versa means again analog to digital signal. So what is the modem? modem stands for modulator and demodulator, and by using the modem to the telephone line or the cable a computer can get connected to the another computer, and its main task is to convert a digital signal into analog signal, and again from analog signal to the digital signal. This thing you can understood by see the diagram. Suppose there are two different users are the computer A and computer B. These are the two different computers are there, computer A and B. Now suppose this particular computer want to send some data or information to computer B. Okay, so this computer A want to send some data or information or some other messages to the computer B through using the internet. Okay, now what happens, as they are connected to internet, so on the both the computers are having a modem with them. The modem is available on both the computers, both the end, then only they can able to connect it. Now to understand this thing, how the digital signal and what is the analog signal. When computer A starts sending any file or message to computer B, so all of you know that the computers basically use the language, only understand the language of 0 and 1, the binary language. Computers only use the language of 0 and 1. So this 0 and 1 cannot be get transmitted or cannot be sent through the wired network or wireless network. So in order to that, the data or the signal which is sent here on from A to B is converted from digital to analog. Digital to analog. Okay. First of all, the data is being converted from digital form or the digital signal to analog signal. Then this particular data goes to computer B. Then this particular data packet data is being received by computer B. And once this data is being received by computer B, it will again convert the data from analog to digital. Analog to digital form, so that the computer can understand what is the message or the information received by itself. By it. Okay? So the computer can understand what is the message or the information which is received by it. Clear? Now, so this task of conversion of data from digital form to analog form, and again after receiving from analog to digital, is being performed by the modem, which is connected along with your computer. Okay. Now the modems can be of two different types. Modem is of two different types. One is internal modem and the external modem. There are two types of modem. The first one, internal modem. And the second one is external modem. So now the modems can be of two different types. One is internal modem and another one is external modem. The internal modems are generally connected inside the CPU cabinet. The internal modems, the modems which are connected within the CPU cabinet. All of you have seen the CPU cabinet. You have studied about the different hardware components and hardware parts. So this which are connected inside the CPU cabinet is called the internal modems. Okay, and the examples, the internal modems can be of either a dial-up modem. Okay, the dial-up modems which requires a telephone line. It operates over the telephone line. A dial-up modems, it needs to be connected to the telephone line, and every time if you need to connect to the internet or get access to the internet, you have to enter your telephone number or username and the password, and you can get connected to the network or the internet. Okay, another one is Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. The Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. Clear? The wireless fidelity and enables the computer to exchange the data wirelessly using the radio waves over the network. Okay? The Wi-Fi modems do not need any telephone line or any physical connection. It can connect over the radio frequencies and it can exchange the data and the information. And the full form of Wi-Fi is wireless fidelity. Clear? Now, next one is the external modems. Now, the second type of modem was external modem. The external modems connect to the computer outside the CPU cabinet through the cable and is placed on your desk. The external modems are more expensive in comparison to the internal modems. The external modems are generally connected, use the cables to get connected to the internet, and it is generally placed over your desk. It is not connected inside the CPU cabinet, it is placed outside the CPU cabinet, and it is more expensive in comparison to the internal modems. Clear? Okay. Now, the fourth thing which we need to discuss was the internet access software. The fourth important thing which was required to get connected to the internet was internet access software. The internet access access software is an essential to set up. It is required, or it is essential to set up and control the connection from computer to the internet. It is required to control the connection from computer. Okay, it is required to necessary to set up and control the connection from the computer to the internet. Okay, that it governs or it monitors how you are accessing the internet, what are the things you are accessing. Suppose if you want to download any file from the internet, or you are sending any file over the internet, so how these files are being sent and received, how you move from one website to another website or from one page to another page. All this is being monitored and controlled by the internet access software, and your Windows operating the MS Windows has built-in internet access software for both types of network. Either you are using the telephone lines or you are using the broadband network, a dial-up network or the broadband network. For both type of network, your MS Windows operating system has inbuilt internet access software, and you do not require any additional software to get connected to the internet. Now this can be a dial-up. If you are using the dial-up software, then that particular dial-up software will tells the modem to dial a telephone or the connection number to get connected to the get you connected to the ISP, and then ISP will connect you to the internet. Whereas the TCP/IP, that is Transmission Control Protocol or the Internet Protocol, enables the computer to communicate with one another. There are two important parts of internet access software. First one is dialer software. Dialer software, okay, which asks modem to dial the telephone number to get connected with ISP, and ISP connects you to internet. So the first part of any internet access software is the dialer software, which asks the modem which is connected to your computer to get connected to dial a telephone number to get connected with the ISP, and get connected with the ISP, and the ISP connects you to the internet. Okay. Another part of any internet access software is TCP/IP. I am going to write it here. Another part was TCP/IP. The TCP/IP generally stands for Transmission Control Protocol, or IP stands for Internet Protocol. The TCP/IP, the TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, and the IP stands for Internet Protocol. Its main task is to enable the computer to communicate with another computer over the internet. It enables computer to communicate with another the computer through internet. So this was the second part of the internet access software. already we have discussed the internet softwares. The internet access softwares are the essential to set up and control the connection from computer to the internet, and it has two important parts. One is dialer software, which asks the modem to dial the telephone line number to the ISP, and then ISP connects you to the internet. Whereas the second one is TCP/IP software, that is transmission control protocol or the internet protocol. The protocols means the set of rules which are generally describe how to send and receive the informations and data, or how to exchange the information over the internet. So protocols are the set of rules which are already defined, and following that particular rules, the TCP/IP enables the computers to connect to each other, to get connected and to communicate with each other over the internet. And the last one was internet application software. The fifth and the last one was internet application software, or you can say your web browsers also, or your browsers. In the last class we have discussed what are the web browsers are there. The web browsers are generally the application software installed on the computer through which we can get access to the different, we can search for the information, we can get connected through them, and it helps us to retrieve, view the informations over which are stored in the form of web pages over the internet. The internet application software or the browsers or the web browsers are the application softwares which help us to retrieve and view the information stored over the internet in the form of web pages. Okay, so to get access to the web pages which are being stored on the internet, we generally need a web browser on our computer through which we can get access to that particular web pages which are stored on the internet, and we can get the informations, or we can collect the informations from them. So these are the 5 important things which are generally required to get connected to the internet facility. Okay, now so there are different examples, many examples that they are in the last class also we have discussed about different examples of the web browsers like Microsoft Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Firefox, Opera, Google Chrome, So these are some of the examples of the web browsers available to us, and we can use any one or Netscape navigators, any one web browser use, and you can get access to the web pages over the internet, and you can search for the information, or you can communicate over the internet. Okay. So this much for today. In this class we have discussed about how to get connected to the internet and what are the things required to get connected to the internet. In that we have discussed about the 5 most important things which are required to get connected to the internet. The first one was the computer. You need a computer to get connected to the internet. Then you need an ISP, that is Internet Service Provider. So what are the ISPs? They are the organizations or companies which provides internet services and which gives you access to the internet. All the mobile network operators are called ISP. Then the third one, we discussed about the device that is called modem. Modem stands for modulator and the demodulator. Its task was to convert a digital signal into analog signal and then again analog to digital signal. And there were the two different types of modems were there, internal modem and the external modems, where the external modem is most expensive in comparison to the internal modem. Then we discussed about the internet access softwares and then at the last internet application software. Okay, so this was for today. In the next class, when we will come back, we will discuss about how to get access or how to use the internet over on our computer. So we will see about the Internet Explorer or some other web. We will see all the other web browsers also, and then we will discuss some of the important components of the web browser window, web browser or the internet application softwares like title bars, forward button, address bar, refresh buttons, stop button. Okay, so we will see the different components of the application software and we will discuss it in the next class. Till that time, thank you and have a nice day.